Hey guys, so it's a nice day, a little windy, hopefully you can hear me. John Kerry Day, it's supposed to go up to 30 today. And I'm gonna go back to working on the Porsche. Sheep are now in the front field, they're out of here. So I'll take this fence down. Oh, there's the hay the kitties were playing on, but I think it's gonna be too hot and they know it. Not where I would have left them, but I don't really care. We don't need anything out of the back right now. Okay, so I'm gonna grind this stuff back, you know, so it's nice and flush. And then I guess I go on to working on the next piece, which will be this piece. I think it's just going to be a lot easier to fix it here, so I'll do this piece next. It's kind of a bad spot, not so much because it's so much rustier than the other side, but because somebody did such a hack job patch. But I'm not going to bitch about that. I keep saying that I won't bitch about it, and I won't. Anyways, so how am I going to do this? Well, it's easy. I'll just come over to this side. I'll make my paper template pattern of this side. And go accordingly. I probably won't do the whole thing. I think I can go back to this line here and this line here, and everything around that side can get rebuilt. And I'll try and just retain the area right directly around this drain hole here. Anyways, I'm pretty tired, so I'm not full of a huge amount of energy. It's going to go up to 30 today, which is, I don't know, high mid 90s. Low 90s, something like that. That's hot enough for me that I might just knock off early. But regardless, let's see if we can't get at least that patch done. Okay, so that's ground down. You can see it's just slightly low around the weld there, and there's obviously all those other welds from the pie cuts that are all going to have to be filled in over, but that's fine. I was thinking about how I'm going to do this, and I was thinking that the entire underbody will get obviously it'll all get stripped and etch primed, epoxy primed, and then I'll probably just I don't know if you have to seal that really. I think the epoxy really works like a sealer, but then it'll get undercoated. But in the fender wells like this, you can see that originally it was the body color, and I think what I'll do is those will get rocker guarded. So that I can paint over them and make a body color. But we'll see. Just getting ahead of myself on that one. So I guess I'm going to make the paper patterns for this off of this one. And then we'll see if we can make the patch for this side here. Okay, so there's my patch with all the flanges in place. Should be very close to what I need. I went through one iteration prior to it where I didn't do the flanges, and that was just the easiest way to get the basic idea of the size in place. So this, I'll flip over. I'll pause you guys and I'll fit it in here. Okay, and there's how it fits in here. Unfortunately, with all the kind of mess underneath, it's hard to get it to fit to any kind of tightness, but I think it's close enough that that I can feel comfortable about cutting a piece out and bending it up. I might even out some of that cut right there, but apart from that, I think we're good. So here's theory and here's practice, and it looks like it's pretty close. It's not 100%, but it's pretty close, and I'll show you what I did to do it, because it's really hard to gauge it, and I don't have any kind of a way of measuring an angle in there. I've got a kind of a measurable protractor thing, but it gets in the way of itself, so it's useless at measuring angles. At least inside angles, maybe outside angles would work. Anyway, so what I decided to do was I put a magnet in there, and that magnet is that specific thickness. Obviously it's not varying. Snap this puppy in place and press it up against this edge here, where I'm assuming there's no taper on that. And you know, basically tried to set this up so that I had the same gap in here, and this isn't showing it very well because it's hung up on something on this side. Bastard. Okay, anyways. So that I had the same gap here, in here, and in here, and that once that same gap was there for that whole mess, I knew I had at least the same angles. Now it's probably not 100% the right shape, and I still have to, those are magnets out of an old hard drive. They're really powerful, they're really useful. Probably still needs a little bit of tweaking, like certainly the flanges on the front edge need to be bent. They're actually overbent, this one is, because there's that gap, because this is sitting about the way it should sit. But I think we're pretty good here. Quite frankly, I'm just tired today, and I think I'm going to take the rest of the day as just a blob around day. So I'm not going to weld this in today, but it's looking pretty close to what I want. So tomorrow we'll cut all this out and we'll fit it, and that's probably tomorrow night's work, but nevertheless, we'll have this fitted in this week, and then maybe throughout the week we can size this patch panel here and decide how much of this I'm cutting out. This is pitting here, but yeah, right this edge, well, the other side I took it right to the edge of this so I didn't have to remake this piece, which should be a very simple hammer form, but, or not a hammer form, press form. Anyways, I'm digressing, guys, getting ahead of myself. I'm going to leave that there, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching, guys. You know I always like these kind of postscripts after I say I'm gone. Just thought I'd tell you that these edges were bent on the brake, these ones too, but the other ones weren't possible to, and they were done just by clamping this block of steel to the table and just hammering and dollying them over. So you don't really need a brake to make this sort of stuff. Later, guys.